This is the history of Bhilai. It was a book produced by the Steel Authority of India Limited in 1984, which is 30 years back, on 30 years of Bhilai Steel Plant. And I'll just read a couple of lines from this here, where it says, "The first team of pioneers arrived at the circuit house situated near Durg railway station by road from Nagpur on 6th June 1955. It was a group which was historical in the real sense. It consisted of the hefty Mr. S.N. Mehta, he used to have a very disciplined life. He used to get up very early. He would have a very proper breakfast in the morning, properly laid out table, and he would read his newspaper and everything, have proper chai. And then he would go to bed quite early. He used to nap in the afternoon also, if I remember. Yes. And then I used to be his haath pav dabane as a 7-year-old or 6-year-old.
So you assisted by me.
Assisted by, so maybe I took up your job.
ये अपने माता पिता के सबसे छोटे से लड़के थे और इनके पैदा होने के साल भर के अंदर इनकी माँ मर गई। तो इनके पिताजी बिल्कुल दुखी हो गए कि लड़के की वजह से हमारी बीवी मर गई। तो ही नेवर बॉदर्ड अबाउट दैट सन, इन्फेंट सन। पढ़ने लिखने में तो उसको होशियार थे कि वो टॉपर, फर्स्ट क्लास, फर्स्ट मैट्रिक, इंटर, BSc और स्कॉलरशिप मिलती रही तो किसी के सामने हाथ उठाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी तो भैया हमें पैसे दे दो कि हम पढ़ना है। और जब वो 3rd ईयर BSc में थे तब उनकी शादी हो गई मेरी माता जी से 1925। अब अंग्रेज़ों के साथ पटरी नहीं खाई तो बड़ी भारी बात ही है। वर्धा में रहते गांधी जी के पास जाके बैठे तो अंग्रेज़ों को लगा कि भैया ये तो ठीक नहीं है, उसका उनका ट्रांसफर कहीं और करा दिया, नागपुर कर दिया। अब नागपुर में उस ज़माने में जेल में कई लोग थे, हमारे एक अंकल थे वो भी जेल में थे, वो जेल में जाके मिलने जाए तो वो भी परेशानी हो गई उनको कि जेल में जाता है फ्रीडम फाइटर लोगों से मिलने। तो उनका ट्रांसफ़र कर दिया कोटा, राजस्थान। कोटा में महाराजा कोटा जो है उनको दबाव में अंग्रेज लोग रखना चाहते थे तो उसी में फ्रेंडली महाराजा कोटा हो तो ये सब अंग्रेज काफ़ी नाराज रहे उन लोगों।
हेलो कुसुमासी, बैठिए।
हाँ बताओ।
ये आपका एल्बम है पुराना?
हाँ।
तो
अमेरिका में लिया था।
अच्छा, ये एल्बम अमेरिका का लिया हुआ है?
गॉन फॉर WHO फेलोशिप।
यस।
ये डैडी मम्मी बॉम्बे में 40s की पिक्चर है। बॉम्बे
1940s में, when he was in the imports and exports department.
I was in the school.
You studied in Bombay?
Only Asha was with my mother and father. This was in Chanda.
This is a
Daddy
beautiful
was
picture.
deputy commissioner. And we were there, 4 people.
And this is their wedding invitation from
ये मम्मी
1925
की
September.
शादी की गुजराती में और हिंदी में।
Yeah.
ये है
This is the जबलपुर का घर.
जबलपुर का घर, not complete.
हाँ, I have very good memories of this place.
ये है after retirement in Jabalpur. ये डैडी prior to cremation at Narmada Ghat in Jabalpur. His mother's name, that is my dadi,
Was also
she was also called Narmada.
So in a sense, he's going back to his mother.
So back to Narmada, but in a different form.
Yes.
ये तभी की तस्वीरें हैं क्रेमेशन की सारी। जहाँ ज़्यादा लेग रूम है वहाँ।
हाँ यहाँ लेग रूम आपको अच्छा लगेगा। मैं आपका बैग पकड़ लूँ? ये भी दिखलाएंगे। बढ़िया, चलिए। बैठिए।
बस हो गया।
प्लीज
चलो चलो।
He was a person who lived life much larger than life. You know, an extraordinary man. But he was the first head of the Bhilai steel project. The first major steel project which came up in independent India with Russian help. The Russians at the best of time not very easy to deal with.
So here's the album she got from the US when she went there 40 years back on a WHO fellowship.
Oh, wonderful.
So here are some of the pictures. This is I think from the 1940s when he was posted in Bombay as the deputy chief.
What is?
This shows them for what he really was.
भिलाई स्टील प्लांट वाला वहाँ भिलाई के वर्कर्स लोगों के साथ में दिस इज वेरी।
So this is a very interesting newspaper cutting dated Monday 6 June 2005, Raipur, and it is about the 50th anniversary of the Bhilai steel plant, and it gives the stories of the people behind this Bhilai steel plant. And here's a photo of my grandfather with the Russian team, and here's a small write-up. Paper was called New Iron and Steel Plant, The Claim of Madhya Pradesh by S.N. Mehta, ICS. It says Nagpur, 1953.
कृष्णमाचारी wanted to push in all South Indians in भिलाई। भैया हमारा यहाँ का आदमी मजदूर सब काम कर रहा है और जो बाबुओं का और जो जॉब्स हैं उसके लिए साउथ इंडियन के चाहिए। तो बोलेंगे जो सन ऑफ द सॉइल ऑट टू बी गिवन द प्रायोरिटी कि हमारी ज़मीन हमारे यहाँ के आदमी सब रद्दी काम करें और जो कुछ ही जॉब हैं वो साउथ इंडियन। तो उनसे झगड़ा हो गया। तो जवाहरलाल नेहरू के थ्रू कृष्णमाचार्य झूठ बोल करके हमारे पिताजी को ट्रांसफ़र करवा दिया बैक इनटू मध्य प्रदेश। और उस वक्त पोस्टल हॉलीडे थी तो हफ्ता 10 दिन के बाद में वो चिट्ठी मिली है। इतनी मेरा शौक थी तो बोलने और कोई होता तो मर जाता। इतना दुख हुआ कि हमने इतनी मेहनत से ये बनाया और जब तैयार हो गया तो उसने हमको भगा दिया।
He took leave and he was quite sad, but he ultimately pulled out. And when they offered him the job of Chief Secretary of Madhya Pradesh government, he refused. He said that I don't want to become the chief chaprasi of the ministers. But apologetically, then he was offered the job of chairman of the MPEV, and he gladly accepted it. He said, okay, there is some future there. I'll do something for the state.
तो उसमें MP इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड बिल्कुल नेगेटिव में था, कुछ पैदा नहीं होता था। अब बाय द टाइम ही रिटायर्ड देयर वाज इनफ मनी व्हिच वाज उनका बजट जो था मोर देन द एंटायर मध्य प्रदेश। वो बहुत पैसे वाला हो गया वो MP इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड।
That time there was only one powerhouse in Madhya Pradesh, that is Kamti, which probably now is in Maharashtra. So it was absolutely nothing. And he made Madhya Pradesh electricity board not only self-sufficient, but enough to supply power to other states. अब हमको याद है जब हम कोरबा में थे और वो एक बार इंस्पेक्शन के लिए आए थे वहाँ, तो बजाय इसके कि वो सड़क से जाए वो अक्रॉस फील्ड पैदल निकल गए और वहाँ उनको सब कचरा मिला। और फिर बुलवाया उन्होंने सुपरिटेंडिंग इंजीनियर को, ये क्या है, ये कूड़ा कहाँ से आया है, कचरा कहाँ से आया, ये स्क्रैप कहाँ से आया और तुमने क्या किया इसका अब तक। तो हालत ख़राब हो गई उन लोग। तो पता नहीं कैसे ही हैड ऑल दिस नेक ऑफ फाइंडिंग द लूप होल्स। पकड़ लेते थे कि गड़बड़ी कहाँ हो रही है, और ही हैड द नेक ऑफ इट। और उनसे सब घबराते थे कि पता नहीं भैया सब ठीक ठाक रखो।
We are building a road from the rail at Ghoda Dongri to Sarni. But the onward connection to the main road going to Nagpur is another 14 miles up to Ghoda Dongri. From Ghoda Dongri to a place called Bareta. And you fellows can't build it. There's a challenge thrown at us. And I said, you know, I find that I'm being taken by jeeps in Sarni. He said, next time I come, I shall travel by car. And if I get one jerk, Tiwari, you've had it. And you know, they built that road. That's how we used to get work out of people. He inspired you, inspired me, inspired them, gave challenges, and this was set up in absolutely record time.
कम्युनिकेशन के लिए उस ज़माने में सेलफोन तो थे नहीं, तो उन्होंने वायरलेस लगवाया हर जगह। जहाँ जहाँ दूर दूर काम हो रहा था, उन्होंने वायरलेस से हमको इमीडिएटली रिपोर्ट करो कि क्या काम हो रहा है, कैसा हो रहा है। यहाँ से हम वर्बली ऑर्डर देंगे आपको, बाद में रिटन ऑर्डर पहुँचता रहेगा। यू कीप अस इन्फॉर्म्ड अबाउट द प्रोग्रेस ऑफ द वर्क ऑन द डे टू डे बेसिस। ये सब इनोवेशंस किए उन्होंने सभी, तो इसलिए ही वॉज ए वेरी गुड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर। सब लोग उनका लोहा मानते थे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन।
I remember he had come to Batul once. There's a dam in Batul called the Sampna Dam on the Sampna River. Mr. Mehta, I requested Mr. Mehta, I said, look, we've been able to save the dam. Now, because of the storage in the dam, the water table downstream has risen. If you promise to give me 1,000 power connections, I will see that 1,000 new wells are commissioned, so that we'll increase the area under irrigation from groundwater. So he said, what? 1,000 connections? You'll get me 1,000 connections. I said, sir, give me a month. So he came back exactly after a month, 30 days. He says, show me. I'd collected people. I'd got 1,500 people with their applications and advance fee deposits waiting for them. So I gave him those. What do you expect me to do? I said, I expect you to keep your promise, sir. Which he did. The whole area is transformed. That area is worth seeing. Those 19 villages, they don't look as if they're in India because of the flow irrigation from the dam and the lift irrigation from these wells. And the entire credit goes to the electricity board, which means Mr. S. N. Mehta. That's the kind of person he was. I mean, he didn't wait for red tape. He didn't say process things, and pass it through 8 different hands. He made a promise, he kept the promise. Now, where do you find people like that now,
He was a great believer in the public sector. He wanted everything to be done by the government in an efficient way and in an honest way. He didn't want to give things to private sector for doing things. I remember once a small little bridge was to be made. A power plant was to be transported across a Nala in Korba. I was posted there at that time. So nobody was prepared to make Larsen and Toubro and Gannon of India Limited. They refused कि भाई हम नहीं कर सकते इसको। एक ऑर्डनरी एक आदमी था, मोहन भाई नाम था उसका। उससे कहा तुम कर सकते हो? उन्होंने ये बताइए आपके इंजीनियर क्या बोलते हैं? Is it possible to make it in such a short period of time? If your engineers say it is possible, I'll get it made. They will become my engineers. Whatever they want, the way they want to do, I will do the same way. I'll provide everything. And the bridge was made without tender. In those days, he never bothered about the rules. He said, जिसको जो करना हो कर ले, हम ईमानदारी से काम कर रहे हैं, हमारा कुछ नहीं बिगड़ सकता। वो ज़माना दूसरा था, अब ज़माना बदल गया है भाई। अब कायदे से काम करो, चाहे रद्दी काम क्यों ना हो।
कायदे से काम करो और कुछ मत करो।
और हाँ, अब कुछ मत करो। If you don't work, there will be no mistake.
Yes.
He made thermal power plant.
Amarkantak, Korba,
He made Amarkantak, Korba,
Sarni. Sarni.
Sarni. Yes, I was in Sarni. I saw this place. Beautiful place. Thick jungle. And there was a small little lake now there in that valley. And by the side of the valley, the power plant is there.
And he used to choose site for making guest house.
That site can become a site for tourism. It's such a beautiful place. And the rest house is on the top of the hill.
Yes.
He used to select points where the rest house will be made. And every place, wherever there is a power house, there is a beautiful rest house.
When he finished his ICS, he went to Germany. There he picked up a clock in the year 1926, which I have and which continues to operate and work and give correct time. Have a look.
So is it this one?
Yes, this is the one.
Okay.
Yes,
So you got this from Germany in 1926.
yes,
It's almost 90 years old.
yes. And he had a special feeling for the poor people. And he used to mention that there used to be a couple of Malis working in the house, and I was not very good in studies. So he used to say, the amount of money that I am spending on you and the tuition and all that, if I give it to that Mali's boy, he will do 10 times better. And in the long run, he proved to be right.
Very fond of playing chess. He used to play with my father, and very fond of a good joke. So my father would be one chess master. He would be the other one, maybe one Russian, one British, and they would play with each other. And if they lost, they would fight with each other. Banter, friendly banter. Very good sense of humor. Excellent sense of humor he had, really.
Apart from that, he played golf, swimming, tennis, and then he was very fond of driving, shikar, and also in driving. So, in fact, he was very fond of cars also. So, way back in '46, he went to Bombay and picked up one Chrysler Windsor, which he drove from there, from Bombay to Nagpur, which was the first flute drive in the country.
This was about a few years back in Seattle. I'd gone to watch a movie called Black, which had Amitabh Bachchan in it. And I was with Rashmi and I was with Arjun. And in that movie there was a car. So I told them that this car looks very much like my Nana's car. Because when we used to go there, the year I spent in Jabalpur, one of the pastimes was to go into his car, which used to stand in the garage, and it had this really old car smell. So we had to spend a lot of time inside that car, and as you said, it said fluid drive and all that on it. So that thing went past, and then some years later I found out that that was the car, that was Rana's car, that Ranjit Bhai had taken and refurbished and then given it to the movie people. So that car appears, has a Bollywood kind of presence as well.
We used to call him Srinath Uncle because we've known the family ever since I was born, I think. But my earliest memory is I was with the youngest daughter, Asha. I was with Asha in school. So I remember him as Srinath Uncle with very lovely smile, tall gentleman, very bushy eyebrows, and always kind and smiling. And I remember the children were very afraid of him. They used to run from one place to the other when he was around. They never used to. I got that feeling. He was a great disciplinarian, especially the boys, Prakash Bhai and Girish Bhai and Ashok, scuttling from room to room whenever he approached them, because he was strict. I think that speaks a lot for their later on their the way they lived and the way they conducted themselves. And with your mother, on her 50th birthday, I remember he plucked 50 rose buds from your garden and he made a bouquet and gave it to him. I remember this. He cut 50 rose buds and he said, "Bhai, ye aapke liye hai," from your garden in Rampur.
One goes to Bhilai, for example. The place is full of trees. One goes to Sarni, place is full of trees. Amarkantak, where they got a power station, exactly like that. Because he was at one with nature. So much so that even the mining operations he insisted will not be open cast. There will be underground mines. So that the surface remains undisturbed. Now I think that in a way sums up the man. A man, as I said, larger than life. A man who understood nature and lived with nature, not against it.
This is a gold medal he got, and it says the Harding Medal awarded to Srinath M. Mehta by Rai Bahadur Gauri Shankar of Sydney.
हम डैडी की याद करते हैं मुझे ये याद आता है. He was a great man. Loving, honest, efficient, hard-working. But one thing, he never bothered about his own family. He bothered about the nation. He bothered about the state in which he was working. He was a great man, no doubt about it. ऐसे आदमी जो है सेंचुरी में एक आध बार आते हैं. He was the candidate for Bharat. No doubt about it.
He was a great administrator. He lives on in memory, in the collective memory of all the people of the state. Because he took a state which had the lowest level of electrification and took it to a stage where we now have 100% electrification of every village, and there's 24 hours power. So, I mean, this is the foundations that he laid. So that is the remarkable thing.